How excited are you for this opportunity, man?
Oh, I'm pumped. I think everyone's really excited just to, get to go on the road like this, play an SEC team. It's going to be a huge test for us and this team, but I think a lot of guys are really pumped.
How much more confident would you say the team is this year going into this game than you were last year going into that game?
I mean, I think we're definitely pretty confident going into this just because of the way we went out and executed weeks 1 and 2 compared to last year where, we had a tough week 1 and then we had to come back with this game week 2. So it's kind of tough to bounce back from that. So, I think it helps, that we went out and played like we did weeks 1 and 2, but at the end of the day, you got to go out and attack this new Saturday. It's something new. You can't allow those 2 games to make you overconfident, I guess. But, it's really not about who we're playing. It's about us executing that game plan. So to go out and execute like we did weeks 1 and 2 definitely helps with confidence.
I think you had a touchdown catch in that game last year, but not a lot else went, great against those guys. Can you just describe what the locker room was like after that game last year?
Yeah, obviously guys were down just because you hate to have a big test like that and to go out and perform poorly. But, guys were still confident that we could do things moving forward last year, obviously, because, at the end of the day, it wasn't a Big 12 game. But it definitely, like I said, hurts because, this is kind of something you look forward to. It's a huge test, especially now to go on the road like this, or even last year having a big SEC team come into your house. And so you definitely want to go play well.
How's your guys' focus been in practice this week, just in terms of now facing a game that's probably not going to come as easy as the last 2 have for you on the field?
Yeah, I thought it's been good. Something the leaders and coach have talked about like right away was we can't get too high on ourselves. We went and beat 2 lower level teams probably. We did play well. I thought we executed really well, but at the end of the day, the competition wasn't as good as what we're going to be seeing this week. And so, we've done a good job, I think, of trying to keep everyone level-headed, trying to keep everyone working, and at the end of the day, just keep doing what we did to play like we did those last 2 weeks.
At receiver, you're as far from the center quarterback that the snap count as anybody. But is most of your stuff nonverbal anyway as a receiver in this offense, or will the crowd noise affect somebody at your spot?
Yeah, we have signals for all of our stuff, and then I usually try not to listen to the snap count anyway because that just gets you into trouble as a receiver. So I usually just watch the ball and try to go off that.
Seems like there's been talk about just the size of the corners and D-backs that they have. What stands out when you look at those guys?
Yeah, definitely good size. From what I've seen on film too, if they do come down and press man, it's a little different than what we see out of our guys. They're going to try to be a little bit more physical, get hands on quickly, and reroute you and stuff. So, you got to be good against that man-to-man coverage. I've seen a lot of cover 4 from them too. So, you just got to be ready for everything.
What's the confidence level in the passing game right now, since you guys really haven't had to throw the ball a ton to get much done the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I'd say we're a little bit hungry in the receivers room because, it's tough to always go out there and block. But, if we're moving the ball, we're excited to do it. But we know there's going to come a time when people are going to stack the box and we got to win throwing the ball because if we want to be a good offense, you got to be able to do both. And we know that if we can open up that passing game and win versus that man-to-man coverage, that's just going to open up the run game even more.
How strange will it be to see Isaiah on Saturday in their uniform?
Yeah, it'll be weird, but I'm excited. It'll be cool. I love Zub. We roomed together the past 2 years on the road every time, so we got pretty close from that, and I'm excited to just go out there. At the end of the day, we won't be on the field at the same time, so it won't be that weird, but it'll be cool.
Have you talked to him this week yet?
I have not talked to him this week yet. I imagine he'll talk some trash at some point, so we'll see when that happens.
What have you learned over the last few years in road games that you can kind of pass on to some of these younger guys that maybe haven't been in super hostile environments yet?
Yeah, I would say just you can't really let the moment get too big. I don't know exactly what their fans are like, but they're usually not too happy having us there. Opposing fans can be tough. And so I'm going to say probably not to let the moment get too big. Stay locked in. I imagine it's going to be pretty loud down there. We've been preparing for that in practice, but it's obviously going to be different in the game. So kind of just staying locked into everything that's going on. You got to keep your eyes on the quarterback at all times because we're going to have to probably go with nonverbals.
That's been kind of a topic that's been addressed recently over the last few days, is what you guys have been doing to prepare for the noise. What is your, evaluation of how you guys have handled that in practice so far?
Yeah, I thought it's been good. We've been doing our typical either loud music or loud crowd noise, and now we got the cowbell thing going on. So, I think we've been good preparing for that. We worked nonverbals too during camp and everything like that. So at the end of the day, I don't think it should be too bad. Honestly, when I've been on the road, I haven't heard any place that's too loud, that it's been too big of a distraction or anything.
The only thing I can think of that's even similar is the paddles at Oklahoma State. You ever remember hearing those during the game?
Yeah, I remember hearing those. I didn't get to play down there 2 years ago. I had a broken collarbone, but I remember hearing them, and what was even worse was all week in practice just preparing with that sound going repetitively. And so, yeah, that's similar to how we've been preparing, though, with the cowbell sounds, I guess.